All right, Cap. So this looks more difficult than what I think it actually is. I think that whatever it is that you've been through is over and done with now. So from Lay Vampire, you pulled Nightmare, Psychic Protection, Shield, and Bad Dreams. But then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Guilt. Now, Nightmare for me is the coming out of a nightmare phase. This card very specifically talks about how protection is coming to you now and you no longer have to lose sleep or have bad dreams. You're coming out of that nightmare phase, but guilt to me is saying, what you were dealing with. Guilt very specifically talks about not doing for others what they need to do for themselves. Some of you may have been guilted into doing something for someone, and now you're coming out of that nightmare. This is about realizing when you have been manipulated by others and no longer allowing that to happen. All right, Cap. Here's your overall for the week. The Nine of Pentacles. So needing to become independent from difficult situations? Absolutely. Now, for some of you, with the Nine of Pentacles being the overall, man, you look good. I love this one because to me it doesn't bring up, the thought of the gilded cage. This to me is, look at how abundant I am. Being able to, have the lifestyle that you want, having financial backing and abundance, but then also independence, right? Being independent. In the past, the Eight of Wands. So, like I've always said with this one, right? Things quickly changing and watching everything kind of fall into place for you. And then you're looking at the Nine of Pentacles. I don't want to pull anymore. That's perfect. Now, we could also be talking about, communication here with the Eight of Wands, but it's fast moving energy. And with the Nine of Pentacles, it could be that you need to act quickly here to, get to a place of abundance and independence. In the present, the Nine of Wands. I don't see this one and think that you're blocking something out intentionally. I think that you're not willing to give up on yourself, your independence. But with the Nine of Wands in the present, I do think that there is something that you may be fending off because you are needing to protect yourself. But persistence and not giving up, though, also comes up here. We'll see. Damn. Future conditions, karma or judgment. To me, it feels good. It feels good because I look at the Nine of Wands and I think, in the present moment here, you're like defending yourself, defending what is important to you, protecting yourself, being persistent in the fact that, you are going to have independence and financial stability. But then when you get to karma, it's almost like you get to release that. Being asked to review things here. But then when I look at this card, I think there's no more debt to be paid. It's over. It's done with, right? I don't so much feel like it's something that you're being forced to review and shut the door on. I think that you finally get to a place where you get to be like, it's finally over. It is finally over. And kind of going back and looking at it and going, well, it is what it is. I'm ready. I'm ready for the closure, the new beginning, right? I see it as a good thing and I actually feel good about it. It doesn't scare me as bad. Your best path to follow, the Knight of Swords. That I like when it comes to your advice. I don't so much feel like you're being too quick or too hasty on anything. As a matter of fact, I do think it is about you needing to act quickly, especially with the Eight of Wands kicking this off, right? You can't, stay in this position where you're constantly on the defense here with the Nine of Wands, but I don't think that that's it. I think that that's just you protecting yourself. Now, with the Knight of Swords, absolutely, it could be that there is something that you need to be very blunt about communicating here. But, for you, the sense of conviction and, courage is what comes up for me looking at it here with the Nine of Pentacles being the overall. I think it's good, but definitely if we're talking about communication, then yeah, it's you needing to hand out the truth in a harsh way. Especially if you've been manipulated, looking back at guilt. Ooh, okay. In your environment, the Two of Swords. And then I go back to Judgment and I think, yeah, that's not going to last long. You're not going to be in this position here where you can't make the difficult choice to, do what you need to become independent and protect yourself. For some of you right now, you may not be, seeing that there is, a different way. When I look at the Two of Swords, I think of somebody who is ignoring the truth, not wanting to see it, not wanting to accept it, not wanting to make that difficult choice, right? But for a lot of you, it is simply protection between the two, the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords. Protecting yourself, protecting your own interests. But, there is a difficult choice that's going to have to be made. But looking at your oracle cards, absolutely, I think you do make it. And you're being asked to move forward with conviction here with that Knight of Swords. Because it's all about you getting to a place where, you feel, you are secure and independent, right? Your hopes and your fears, the Two of Wands. So it's all about making the choices to create the world that you want, right? And needing to act on that, hoping to be able to act on, the plans that you may have been making and protecting here. But, when is the right time, And I also think that there is a part of, what may be going on here that is stopping you from actually making the choice to act. But that's only in the present moment. But then when you reach karma and judgment, it's like, boom, gone, But I see that more so as you, being able to see an opening here to start acting on what you actually want to see in your own world. Oh, and then coming out, and that may be why judgment is there. Damn. Yeah, something is going to have to end in a really difficult way. But like I've been looking at this one and I've been feeling like more so that it's about, not so much it happening to you and you having to deal with the pain. I think it's you understanding that there's a situation that's going to have to come to a close, even if it is painful for you or somebody else involved. Like, it has to absolutely be over with. But I think that you're okay with doing that. Because again, we're looking at you here as the overall needing to be, secure and stable on your own. And then the Page of Cups, nice. This to me does not look like as bad as what it seems. I think that some of you understand that something does have to come to an end and it may be extremely difficult. But with the Fool, all right, we are talking about, you needing to take a new path, absolutely here, but you're going to have to act quickly to do this. I don't necessarily feel like, because we're looking at karma, that we're talking about you making a foolish decision here and jumping on something and falling flat on your face. I think that is something that you've already experienced before. But, the thing is, yeah, you may have jumped on something and it may be really bad for you, but you may have stayed with it for a while, though. But then with the Queen of Pentacles, I love that in terms of you guys. And again, she, to me, more so than anything else this week, seems to have to do with needing to be, secure with who you are and your ability to create physical security and stability, right? Being able to do things on your own. But then you have the Page of Cups, which makes me wonder if, there's a situation that has to end in order for you to experience something new, to feel something new. Because I think you're okay with the fact that this has to be over with. This is telling you as your advice that, you need to do this. And you need to stay with that feeling of, conviction. I'm doing the right thing, right? And then I look at this and think, this is all about you and you creating what you want to see in your own world now, But then I also do think it's because you have, with the Page of Cups, absolutely, it could be, communication coming through that is letting you know that there is, a new opportunity for you. Absolutely. Something that makes you feel good, though, with the Page of Cups. But this to me is, especially with this being the overall, is you being okay with the fact that you have to do this way in order to get to where you are happy and secure, because I'm telling you, you're coming out of a nightmare phase now for sure. And then new path emerging. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. With that Page of Cups. Yeah. And tranquility being next to that, I see that as something that's going to make you really happy. But the sacral chakra, you're talking about, the sexual and creative energy, right? But having tranquility and new path emerging, you're also talking about passion here, passion and action. The sacral chakra to me is very much is connected to the wand suit. Now, to me, it's like it's finally spinning in the right direction, but it's only because there's a new path emerging, but you're going to have to do something extremely difficult in order to get to that point. But like I said, with karma, I think you're fine. But tranquility and new path emerging is perfect. And then actually having this going in the right direction is good too. Treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. So, even if you have difficult people in your life, especially with guilt being there, that, you are having to close the door on, this is reminding you to treasure the ones that, are there for you, them, right? But you're going to have to look to your inner strength here to make sure that you can actually do this. But again, it's all about you getting to a place now where you are secure and independent and happy more so than anything else. All right, Cap. So, looking back at the Eight of Wands and then looking at the Two of Swords, I do think that for some of you, you don't want to be pushed to make this choice just yet. Things may be changing quickly for you, and there may be a need for you to act. But right now, I don't think that you're ready to do this. But I do see that, you are protecting yourself and your own interests here with the Nine of Wands. And it's all about you getting to a place here of being, secure and independent. But I do think that some of you understand that the difficult choice here is that something is going to have to end in a very difficult way. Looking at the Ten of Swords coming out, but then with Judgment connected to that, I think that you get to a place where you're okay with it. And it's not like you're going to have to, deal with karma coming back at you. I don't think that that's it, because Judgment is really about reviewing things and being okay with it. It's not your fault that a situation is going to have to end in a difficult way, because I don't think that you have any other choice but to do this, because we're talking about you feeling, this sense of conviction, and it's like Spirit is telling you, if you want to create your world here, you need to do this. You need to be harsh, you need to be direct, you need to feel that sense of conviction in what you're doing. Because I think that for some of you, you may have kind of like jumped into a situation here that I think that you've been with for a while. But then looking at the Ten of Swords, I think it's been over with for you for a long time. It's just actually making it happen now so you can have the life that you want. Now, looking at the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, I do think that it's because of, communication coming through over, something new for you that is making you want to end a situation here. But it's about, feeling secure about yourself. This could possibly be a new job. It may make you really happy. It could be a new relationship, looking at the Page of Cups. Whatever communication is coming through is giving you the courage now to end something that should have been done, I feel like, a long time ago for some of you. But either way, looking at this, and then even with the Page of Cups, you're going to be happy in the end, And I do like the fact that Judgment is there in connection to this, because it's like, okay, this isn't something that is going to be like weighing on you, because again, right, like you've been through enough looking at nightmare and guilt. It's, you're coming out of this now. You're no longer being manipulated by others. It's done and it's over with. And then when you look at the soul trees, the sacral chakra, besides talking about sexual and creative energy, It's about, you know, being able to enjoy life, though, too, right? But having a sense of tranquility over the fact that you get to enjoy life, or the life that you want. And then, you know, looking at a new path emerging, absolutely, with that Page of Cups. Whatever is coming through to you is going to give you that kick in the ass to end something here so you can have a new life, is what I feel like, more so than anything. But it's good, right? Like, once it's over, you will have tranquility in your life. And, you know, that desire to enjoy what life you have is what's driving you. Now, as far as whispers of love, absolutely look to your inner strength and then treasure your loved ones. Treasure the ones that love you and support you, absolutely, because they are the ones that are going to be there for you when you are making the difficult choices you have to in order to have a better life. You know, and again, right, looking to your inner strength and courage to be able to do this. And it's like Spirit's telling you, you're right on, honey, you are right on. Do what you need to do, even if you have to do it in a harsh way, because, you know, there is no debt to be paid here. You know, and I think that everything is okay for you. It's just what you have to do right now.